SBTV.
So we just checked out the Igloo 3D interactive gaming experience. This, obviously, Igloo-shaped thing behind us. Played a little bit of Crisis 3. What were your first impressions, Logan? What did you think?
You've got that gun control thing, right? And it's got an analog stick on it, which is your forward, back, side.
But not your view one.
But not your view thing. But that is entirely controlled by you turning on the spot. So that's really, really hard to get used to.
To break out of.
The other thing that was really weird was obviously you've got all this on your peripheral vision. It looks like it's really difficult to see. So like it takes
confusing.
Like your brain's just so not used to consuming an FPS like that.
Yeah.
That it's really weird. But like after about a couple of minutes, you start, oh, okay, this is how it works, and you start wandering about and exploring, and I love that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously I'm a big gamer. I would love to see more stuff like this. But a lot more reasonably priced because it's about 20 grand to hire for a few days. And if you want to buy one, should you feel like that? I mean, if Jamal wants to, you know, deck out his pad, it's about 200 grand.
200 grand.
A little bit on the pricey
Which is,
side.
you know, it's the same as hiring it for a month, so it's better value. So just buy one, really.
There is that.
But it is awesome. I love coming to places like this and seeing like what is possible, and that's what this is all about.
I mean, once sort of like the price of all the technology is not, because you've got to remember it's got like 5 projectors in that, like really high-end projectors, so of course the price is going to be high. So once those things kind of start dropping down, the technology becomes cheaper. You never know, it could be something like you can actually buy a 10 that's an Igloo 10, and then you just set up your projectors in there and you can do it yourself at home. That could definitely be something for the future. I would love to see that.
Very funny.
So we've discovered a little thing called the BubbleScope, which is basically an add-on for your phone. As you go pop here, basically it has a 360-degree camera, and what you can do is you can actually record stills or video through this. So say for example you just wanted a still, just press that there, and then it would just capture that one moment, but what it would capture is 360 degrees. That's a good looking face right there.
That is a good looking face.
Look at that. There we go. So you can also record video as well. Let me just focus it. You focus it just by touching on the screen.
It actually works exactly the same as the human eye as well. If you notice when you look at the screen, the middle is really, really in focus, but the periphery is, you know, starting to
out
get
of focus,
out
which
of
is
focus.
exactly how you're.
And as you scroll around, always the middle is in focus. Now that's how this this weird sort of periscope thing works. It refracts the image into the camera, and using the special app that BubblePix have got.
It's a free app, we should also mention, that comes obviously with the kit. So, but that's constantly what it's looking at. This really weird design.
That's actually the bottom of this. See, look, there's my finger.
Fingers.
But yeah, there's also you have an online account as well, so you can you can upload all your videos online, and people can share them around the world. So you can actually watch all kinds of crazy videos that people have shot. We use our cameras on our phones all the time for filming these things. You got Keek and Instagram and all this stuff, but for me, this is like the next step. This is really.
And you know what? Like the actual scope and like the case, and I think you get like a little carry thing to go with it. It's about 50 quid. But when you're kind of talking about something that's quite special like that, it's doing something quite interesting. Although it kind of seems a little bit on the expensive side.
That's not much more than some of these other special bespoke lenses that you can get for your iPhone, the fisheye lens and the wide-angle lens and those sort of things.
This is way more exciting than that. If you're, DJing or whatever,
exactly,
you could see your perspective, you can see what the crowd's
and you
doing.
can upload it online afterwards, and people can just they'll be able to scroll around for themselves as if they were there. Do you know what I mean?
It's the excitement of different perspectives, different point of views.
I think that's amazing, because if you're not there, do you know what I mean? Like if you're not at the concert, you only get to see what the camera saw. This camera sees everything, so like for me, it's really exciting.
I'm sold on this. I think this is a great thing.
Yeah, definitely. We are here at the Pioneer stand, and it is now time for me to talk about something I know, which is DJing. We are looking at the brand new piece of kit from Pioneer, the DDJ-WeGO, which is their MIDI controller. I believe at the show they're retailing it for £200, but I think it retails normally for £250, which is incredibly affordable when you consider the price of CD decks or turntables and a mixer and all that sort of stuff. You're looking at well in excess of £1,000. So this is a perfect piece of kit if you want to learn how to DJ. It plugs into your laptop. It works with all of the big DJing programs like Virtual DJ. It works with Serato. It works with Traktor. It works with pretty much everything. It's even working with Algorithm, which is the famous iPad app, which now only is available on Mac as well. So it's running literally through pretty much every piece of software you can imagine. You can use the effects units here. It's got cue points, 3-level EQing, scratch. It's and the cool thing about it as well is because it's a MIDI controller, you've got access to your entire library. So, you know, if you really want to get something that's really affordable and you want to learn how to DJ, I'd highly recommend this because it's a really cool piece of kit. You will exactly learn the basics and fundamentals of what you're doing. This is good enough to actually play out on as well, so you could, you know, go out and do your first bookings on this, throw parties. If you want to play your own house parties or put on your own events, this is definitely good enough to use. So definitely check this out. It's the DDJ-WeGO. It's available in 6 pretty cool, funky colours, and I believe it retails for £250, so check it out. Also on the stand, we've got this amazing piece of kit called the Aero. Now this is considerably different. We're speaking to the Pioneer rep right now, Rob.
I suppose the main difference between this and other like DJing systems that look like this is it's not a MIDI controller, so you're not really using a laptop in the chain. Yep. It's the world's first record box player. So Pioneer's software is Recordbox. You know, it's up until now it's been a piece of software on the laptop, but we've now developed an application as well. So on the iPad here, for all your smartphones, you know, your iPhone, your Android, and it's a free of charge app which you can store your music in and then play directly from there.
So how do you actually access the music? There's no laptop, there's no CDs in here or anything. You have got a USB stick in there as well, so obviously it does take USBs. But let's talk about the wireless capabilities of this as well, because that's what really impressed me the most.
At the minute, I've got one iPad connected to this, so you can see there's one light indicating we've got one connection. You can connect up to 4 people onto this. So, you know, for house parties, mobile parties.
If you wanted to do a back-to-back.
Exactly, yeah. You can have 4 libraries, 4 different smartphones connected up onto there. Choose, this will display which, however many devices are connected. So at the minute you can see my iPad. If I choose that, using the browser on here, I'm literally now wirelessly scanning through the application. So it's like advanced navigation of your tracks. So if I jump into a playlist, here we've got a demo playlist on here, and you're seeing tracks that are actually stored on the iPad. Choose a track, load it in. The reason to go for this, in my opinion, the reason why I use this is the fact that it's so stable. Even when this is playing, you can turn the iPad off and the music won't stop. So it's kind of got a fail-safe, you know? Any other DJ system out there, if the laptop dies, the music dies.
So that no matter what happens, it will still carry on playing?
Exactly that, yeah. It's got a 10-minute buffer window. So if you play 10 seconds of a track, chances are 90% of that track will run through into the unit. If the track plays out to the end of that buffer window, it will go into a 4-beat emergency loop. So you never get any silence.
Which is every digital DJ's like worst nightmare. The plug comes out, the party stops. And how much does this retail at?
This is £809. Okay.
So it's definitely a step up from the WeGo, but it's sort of like that mid-level. You know, for someone that wants to take DJing a bit more seriously, they maybe put on a few parties and that sort of thing would be ideal for them, right?
Exactly that.
Well, that's the end of part 1 of our Guide to the Gadget Show Live.
Hit subscribe and you'll be notified as soon as part 2 goes live. We've got more gadgets, more cool games and more exciting inventions to show you, so subscribe.
Yo, what's going on, people? It's Jamal. If you like that, make sure you click subscribe so you never miss out on a video. It's right there. See it?